Hey guys, it's Chris. Welcome back to my channel. Again, as I always state at the beginning of this video, of my videos, this video, if you want to be part of my YouTube family, yes, I said family, you guys are fam, you're fam. Please post below, please post below, please subscribe, clicky, the subscribe button. And on that note, I have to tell you guys that I am not the only person who has noticed this. If you guys have a YouTube channel like I do, and you have noticed that you're losing subscribers left and right, or you have subscribed to people and then you go to their page and you're no longer subscribed, yeah, YouTube is kind of doing this funky thing for everybody. So, on that note, I just wanted to tell everybody, since I am doing the giveaways and you must be subscribed, please double check that you are subscribed to me. I know it's such a pain in the butt because the other night I was watching videos and I'm like, I'm subscribed to this person, and I would hit subscribe and then I would come back and it said I wasn't subscribed again. So I kept hitting subscribe, like subscribe, like what's the deal? So you must be subscribed. So please, if you guys have entered the giveaways, or if you want to enter the giveaways, please double check, because I would hate to not be able to enter you because you are not subscribed. That is one of the rules. And this really stinks because I don't know. I mean, it stinks because it stinks, but I don't know what's the deal with YouTube. I have no idea. I don't know what it's doing. But anyway, please just double check and make sure that you're subscribed and that you hit the little gear and hit, get emails or whatever, so you guys know when I upload. So that way you know when I upload winners or new giveaways, that kind of stuff. Just kind of like as you're scrolling through or whatever, just double check, because like I said, I had, oh God, I think like almost 900 subscribers, and then like now I'm down to like 836, and I'm like, oh my God, what if some of those are subscribers or people who entered the giveaways? Like, what's the deal? Like, and in fact, I was just watching Graveyard Girl and she mentioned that too. Like, she's had that problem too. So just please double check and make sure that you are subscribed, because that would be horrific. That would make me so sad. If that happened. So I've had to do it a couple times. Like, I'm like, I'm subscribed to you, and the next day I'll watch another video from the person that says I'm not, and I'm like, no, I'm subscribed. So I just keep hitting that subscribe button and crossing my fingers and hoping for the best, but please just double check. So that is first and foremost very important, because like I said, I don't want you guys to miss out on my giveaways. So okay, so funny thing happened today. So funny thing happened on the way to band camp. I don't know where band camp came from, but just whatever. Oh, first of all, I have to show you a product that I am using in my hair, and I am absolutely loving this. Okay, now, my mother does not watch my YouTubes, I don't think. She watched one, and I kind of like, she thought I insulted her, so I think she stopped watching my videos. I don't know. I meant it in the most loving possible way. But see, I can even like insult my, offend my mother, and it's certainly not done intentionally. So I never offended anybody intentionally. But I stole this from, okay, secret. I stole this from my mother's house today because I went there. They were not there. I went there in between appointments, and I will explain that to you later what the appointments are about, because I want to show you. And I am loving this stuff. I remember when she ordered this stuff, and I was like, yeah, okay, what? It was like almost like kind of one of those like as seen on TV kind of things. Before there wasn't as seen on TV. It's because this bottle is funny. It's Nick Chavez Perfect Plus, and this is the dry volumizing flocker, right? I know what that rhymes with, but this stuff is so cool. So what you do, it sprays upside down, and I've tried other volumizing products, and let me tell you, my hair, I just used it on my hair right now, and my hair was in a ponytail for days. So when your hair is up in a ponytail for days and you take it out, you have this weird part, and your hair is super straight right here, and it just looks horrid, right? So what you do with this is you flip your hair over or, you know, if you have short hair, obviously you probably don't have to flip your hair over, and you spray this all over, you know, you kind of concentrate on the roots, and then you just scrunch, 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 scrunch away, and it revitalized my curl, it gave me shine, and it gave me volume, because my hair was like, from the ponytail, you know what I mean? It was just kind of crazy, because, you know, you have that, like, it's straight here, and then you have that U when your hair is in a ponytail forever, and it feels really funky, because you're just like, oh my god, like, it hurts your head when you take it out of the ponytail. Love it. Look it. I think it's amazing. Love it. So I will look online and see if this stuff even still exists, to be honest with you guys, because I don't even know if it does, but I will Google it. She got like the whole kit or something like that. So I'm hoping, because it says locks in, curl, and texturizes. Use dry for supreme volume and style. And the instructions say, okay, so this is the other part of my video. I can't even read this. A state-of-the-art, fast-drying, texturizing, and volumizing spray that's easy to control, adds lift, dimension, volume. Shake product well applied, dry, volumizing flocker to your dry hair. Every time I say flocker, I'm going to laugh. Or following blow drying. Spray 10 to 12 inches from your scalp. Spray over and underneath entire hair. For additional texture and volume, work the product through your hair, scrunching with your fingers as you spray. Style your hair further if necessary. Obviously, I don't use, you know, although I am thinking I don't use straightening products or a hair dryer or anything like that, but I'm really thinking of getting the wet to dry InStyler. I tried the regular InStyler and I really, really liked it for straightening my hair. But if I could even save a step and have it be wet to dry, I'm going to invest in it. As soon as payday comes, I'm going to invest in it. So this is something that I just used on my hair today, just right now, before I did this video, and I think it's amazing. Love it. Okay, so funny story for you guys. I filmed a whole come along with me vlog today, and it was to the eye doctor, and because I was picking up my new ultra super duper cool, if you guys follow me on Facebook, you probably have seen the picture, prescription sunglasses. So I get there, and I've been meaning to make a contact appointment. Okay, so couple things. So I walked in there and she said, "Are you ready? You're picking up your sunglasses?" I said yes. So she put them on, she adjusted them, whatever. They're wonderful, they're amazing. I will show them to you in a minute. Okay, so in fact, I'll show them to you right now while I'm on the subject. Okay, I didn't even know, when I bought these things, I didn't even know what brand name they were, anything like that. So when I got this super cool case, I was like, holy crap. And they are Kate Spade. Kate Spade. I love Kate Spade. Love me some Kate Spade. I've had Kate Spade purses. Love them. Love this. I mean, how, like, cute is this? Hot pink and hot orange. Like, hello. Okay, so I'm going to take these off really quick. Just so I can show you. And I never know how to put these things back in the case, like, properly. Like, I'm always kind of, like, crunching them. I'm like, you know, Marin bought these for me for nothing because he loves me. But he bought these for me, and I'm just like, you know, they're $300 pair of sunglasses. Like, I'm like, I don't want to squish them. So I don't really know how to put them. I have a little clippy thing that I use in my car, so that's where they were, and I went outside for you guys to get them in the case because it's so super cool. I wanted to show it to you. Anyway, so open it up. And this, here they are. In person, on video. I know I did take that picture, but what do y'all think? Huh? Love them. Love them. Amazing. Love them, love them, love them. So, earlier today, oh my god, look at the volume in my hair. This is so crazy. This, of course, I did the side part, so this side is not as volumizing. Of course, I always have to, like, do this, because then I have, like, that crazy hair. But, so they're super amazing. It's kind of funny because I can see the TV because they're prescription. I've never had sunglasses that, like, I could wear in at night and in the house. What's that song? Oh, that song by Corey Hart. I wear my sunglasses at night so I can. I don't know the rest of the song. But anyway, how cool are these, you guys? Love them. Absolutely love them. Will so be rocking these I just think they're amazing. So yes, so they're Kate Spade, New York. Okay, so the funny story is, oh, and look, it comes with a little cleaning cloth that has Kate Spade, New York on it. And what I learned was that these cloths that come with your glasses, you only use these dry. Like, don't spray your glasses with eyeglass cleaner and then use one of these. I didn't know that. This is just basically like a dusting cloth. You guys maybe probably already know this and said, okay, Chris, duh, dummy. Because if it picks up any dirt, all you're going to do is, you know, especially being wet, all you're going to do is scratch your glasses. So she's like, never. She's like, if you get a smudge, then use them. You know, in fact, I have like a smudge right here. So then use them, but do not use them wet. I always would spray my glasses and use them wet. And she's like, no, because you're going to pick up dirt. And then when you spray the water on them, you're going to pick up more dirt. And, you know, this is just to dust them and get smudges off. When they're really dirty, use a tissue, you know. And then if you want to use this afterwards to get rid of the tissue residue or something like that, that's fine. But, and then the inside of the case, you guys probably don't care, but I just think it's so cool. Hello, hello. Should I do the rest of my video like this? But I just think they're so cute. So it's got these sexy little eyes in there. So adorable. So anyway, anywho, so those are my sexy new glasses that, like I said, let's see if I can put them back in the case correctly without smooshing them. Without smooshing. Did I manage it? Yes, I did. I managed. So those are my sunglasses. Okay, so I went to pick those up. So she said, you're here for your sunglasses? Yes. So she checked them and did all that other stuff. And so then I asked her, I said, I have a couple questions for you. So I asked her about these. And I said, I'm having a lot of problems reading because my other glasses were so much smaller that I could easily lift them up to read, but they also had the bifocal in them. So I said, can you check my chart? The doctor's not in until tomorrow, so she's going to double check with the doctor. But I said, can you check my chart and tell me if my reading sight, if my reading vision has gotten, you know, a lot worse since last year? Because I really feel like it had. You know, like I felt like the bifocal part was kind of working when I first got the glasses, but then it quickly changed and it wasn't really working as well. I didn't know if I just wasn't using them or what the deal was. So I opted to get these without the bifocal in them, which, you know, I would get the ones without the lines. But so what she told me is that I could do a Dr. RX exchange on these. If I just look how blind I am, you guys, can you see that? Like, I'm so magnified. Like, ooh, like I'm so magnified. She said I could get a Dr. RX exchange and in the bifocal, and it would cost me whatever the no lines cost, which I think was like $140 or something like that. So and I said, well, like, would I have to give up these glasses to do that? And she said, well, let me check, because she said sometimes we send the whole package out, sometimes we just do the lens. It all depends on, you know, how they work it. And she said that, no, I would not have to. I believe she said, no, I wouldn't have to. But I said, I'm still kind of up in the air as whether I want these to be bifocals, because the other thing I did was make an appointment for a contact lens fitting. Now, with my dry eye, you guys know I have severe dry eye. I've mentioned it before. Contact lenses normally don't work. Now, what they suggested to me was the AccuView Moist Dailies. So you have them on for one day, you throw them away. So she said, come back in like an hour and a half or at 2:30 or whatever, and I can fit you in. So I was like, cool. So I said, you know, talk to the doctor about the bifocal thing, what she would recommend or whatever. The only thing that pissed me off about it was, so I said to her, so I bought these glasses, correct, right? I bought them, I bought the lenses, paid for the lenses, paid for the frames, right? Correct. Okay. So if we do a Dr. RX, whatever they want to call it, exchange or something like that, and I got the progressive, or what do they call them? Transition? I can't forget, because these are transition lenses. Okay, no, the transition is they turn darker in the sun. That these are transitions, but they're also progressive. So I paid a lot of money for these, right? So, but they're all paid for. They're mine. I own them, right? So then she says, okay, well, if you want to pay for, if you want to get the Dr. RX or something like that, it would be another, say, $140. She said you could get the ones with the lines. It would be free. She says, but, you know, if you didn't want the ones with the lines, then it would be an extra $140. So I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking to myself, so I said to her, okay, well, would I be able to, because I'm not really sure if, because I'm thinking of maybe kind of going into contacts, I said, I'm not really sure that I want these as bifocal if I'm going to be wearing contacts a lot, right? So she said, well, I'll talk to the doctor and find out. And so we kind of left it at that. So I said to her, well, if I get these in bifocals, and what if I don't like them in bifocals? You guys have just timed out on me. Seriously? Okay. So anyway, I said, if I don't like them in the bifocals, can you guys switch them back to these lenses for me? And she says no, because what we have to do is take these lenses, the non-bifocal lenses, send them back to the lab to get a credit. And I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't say anything because I said, talk to the doctor first, whatever. But she said, what we can do is we can hold these lenses for you for about a week. So you can wear the bifocals for about a week and see if you like them, if you're adjusting to them. If not, you can bring these back to the store and we can pop these regular non-bifocal lenses back in. And I'm going, wait a minute. So what exactly am I paying the $140 for? I thought the $140 were for the new lenses. I own these lenses right here. I own them. They are mine. I purchased them. I have a receipt. They're mine. So I would pay you another $140 or whatever for the bifocal lenses. Wouldn't those be mine also? I don't know. I'm a little confused on that whole thing. I don't know. I mean, you're going to send these lenses back for what? For what purpose? I don't understand. I don't know. Like, I thought I owned them. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm so confused. So anyway, so I left and I went to my mother's house to see her, and she was not home. Of course, like the one day that I'm in the area and I'm like, okay, I'll just go visit with mom. I got an hour and a half to, like, you know, blow, whatever. And of course, I think I made a comment on my Facebook, like, you know, of course, not home, you know, whatever. That's when I scavenged this flocker, this dry volumizing flocker. So she wasn't there. So I got on Facebook or whatever and, you know, thinking maybe she'll come home, whatever. She didn't. Then I went back for my contact fitting. So that was another $70. And when I sat down, I thought of this after I left. And she thought of it after I left also. I said, wait a minute. Okay, so I obviously need bifocals for reading. Like in these glasses, I literally have to hold stuff like arm's length away. And that's just not normal, right? So I knew that my reading prescription had definitely changed, you know? So she said, yeah, it has. It's changed kind of quite significantly. And I'm like, in a year? Like, what's the dealio with that? You know? I'm like, okay, whatever. So I went back for the fitting and I said, she says to me, you know what I just thought of? She says, because you have bifocal, she says, you may have issues with the reading with contacts on your eye because, you know, you can't do one of these things, you know, like one of these and read. Like you can't do that with, you know, because they're attached to your eyeballs, right? The contacts are attached to your eyeballs. And I said, you know, I thought of that after I left. She says, okay, well, there's a couple options. She said, first of all, they do have, this was so interesting. This probably means nothing to you. You probably don't care, but please continue to watch and listen because maybe some of you have dealt with this before. Maybe you guys have tried some of these products or eye things that I'm talking about, or had these eye issues and tried some of these crazy contacts, or done whatever I'm doing now, whatever. Okay, so She says a couple things. She says they do have contacts for bifocals. She says the only, I said, well, how much are those? She goes, it depends. Everything was, it depends, right? And I'm kind of like, really? Like, because I really want to try the cheapest way possible right now. Because what you do is she fits you, she sends you off with a week's supply, and you wear them the first day. I wore them for 4 hours, and then like tomorrow I have to wear them for 6 hours, and then 8 hours, and you move up, and like that. It killed me today, guys, to throw out my contacts. Like, I was like, oh my god, they're going in the garbage. Like, I'm like, oh my god. I'm not used to that. I'm used to wearing, before I got dry eye, just contacts, like yearly contacts. You know what I mean? You clean them and you do all that other stuff. So to just throw something in the garbage was like, ah. So I said, okay, well, let's figure out first if I can even wear them. If with my dry eye, I can work up to 12 hours a day, because they don't advise any more than 12 hours a day, obviously. So, and I said, can I use my cysteine gel drops that I use for my dry eye on them? And she said no, because if it doesn't say made specifically for, you cannot. She said, and also because it's a gel, it's thicker, it's going to totally screw up your vision, as far as, it's going to coat your contacts and you're going to not be able to see out of them. Okay. But she said you can use like, the blink and clean, that kind of stuff. So I was like, okay, that's cool. So she says now onto the, so my first thing is I have to figure out if I can wear these for an extended period of time without my dry eyes going insane, my eyes going nuts. So I said, well, because she said there are contacts for people who have to wear bifocals. I said, well, how much are those? She's like, it depends. I'm like, okay. She says, well, the way it works is, this is the way it works. I'm going to explain it to you guys. You have a dominant eye and a non-dominant eye, right? So how they make these contacts for bifocals, sometimes they work from the center. The center of the contact will be for reading, and then the outer part will be for distance. And sometimes they do the opposite, where the outer part of the contact would be for reading, and the inner part, the center part, would be for distance. It totally depends, and some work better on others. So it's kind of like you'd have to do this kind of test thing to see which works for you or whatever. Which I found very interesting. And then she also said sometimes you have to use, with the bifocal lenses, one prescription in your dominant eye, which would be for distance, and the other prescription in your reading eye for close up. So if that makes any sense to you, say you have, sometimes you have to go with 2 different brands, one that does the reading on the center part and the distance on the outside, and then you have that in one eye, and then on the other eye you have a totally different brand where the reading is on the outside and the distance is in the center. If that makes sense. I know it's so super confusing, and I was kind of drooling on myself. I'm like, what are you saying? When she was trying to explain this to me. So I was like, man, like, things have gotten complicated, right? So she said the easiest thing to do to start off with is, and cheapest thing would be to get the AccuView Moist dailies that you just throw away. And what we will do is, it's called like a monolith. She said what we'll do is we will put 2 different prescriptions in each eye. So you have to make sure. So she gave me this box. So these are them. And so she gave me the box, and obviously, see, she labeled right eye and she labeled left eye, because my left eye is for reading and my right eye is my dominant eye, and that's for distance. So I'm not gonna lie to you. So she says what happens is your brain throughout the week, we're hoping, will compensate, and you will be able to see. It sounds really weird because you have 2 different prescriptions in your eyes, right? But you will be able to see both reading and distance. she said, you may have to, like, hold the, like right now, like I said, if I'm all the way out here, I can read. I can read this. It's still a little blurry, but I can read it. But if I'm here, like this is like how you would read a book, right? Probably, or maybe even a little closer, but for the most part, probably like this. That's how you should really hold something with your arms bent. You know what I mean? Um, so she put these two contacts in, and at first it was really funky. Like I kind of felt like I was on one of these like woo rides, and obviously the more you think about it and the more you're concentrating on it, the more you notice it, right? Like if you've ever worn, if you wear glasses and you've ever, like, I used to play pool all the time because I used to work at a pool hall. And when I would go to take a shot, I could see the frames of my glasses. You know what I mean? But then as you like talk to people or whatever, like right now, like I'm noticing the frames, you know, my glasses just because in my peripheral, just because I'm speaking about it. But, you know, as I'm speaking, they go away and I no longer, you know, notice it. So it's sort of that same effect. So she put these two in and she said, what's the lowest? Why does this keep timing out on me? Oh my God. This is crazy. She said, why? She says, what's the best that you can see? And I said, the bottom line, you know, the smallest line. And she goes back all the way up to the wall. She goes, smallest line. And I read it. And she says, okay, now, cover your left eye, she said, because my right eye is the one for distance. And she said, now what can you see? And I read it again, and I guess I got it perfect. So I got it almost perfect with the other one and with both of them. And then when I covered my reading eye, I got it perfect. So then she gave me a little piece of paper and she said, hold it like 16 inches or something, like book length. You know what I mean? Because at first I was like kind of holding it out like this. She goes, no, don't hold it out that far. She's like, move it closer. And she says, you may have to tilt a little bit. She says, the one thing you don't want to do is turn your head, right? So this is my reading eye right here. So she says, what a lot of people do is if they can't see it, they'll turn their head because with the lens in, because that's the reading eye, obviously, instantaneously, you're going to see it better. But she says, you're defeating the purpose of training your brain that way. So she says, don't do that. She says, just make sure, you know, turn it to a different angle, move it a little closer, move it a little farther. But she said, you won't have to do this. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And she was right. She says, the only thing that you may notice, and my mother mentioned this to me today because my mother had cataracts. So she ended up getting lenses put in with LASIK surgery. And she has the same, she has to, you know, she's a bifocal wearer too, or was. So they did the same thing. They found her dominant eye, and that was for distance, and then they put a different one in for reading. And she said what people didn't tell her, she thought it was just a LASIK. And so I explained it to her when she mentioned it to me. I said, oh my God, I already know what you're going to say. She said, in low light, like she was mentioning the other day, she said, I may not have even gotten the surgery or the lenses put in. I might have just gotten the cataracts removed and then gone back with glasses. She's like, I can't read unless there's a lot of light. Like I can't. And the doctor said to me, or the contact person said to me, that you will notice sometimes, like if you're driving at night, there may be a lot of glare out of your, you know, from the car headlights. You might notice like starbursts or whatever in your left eye, in your reading eye. And in low light, like restaurants and stuff, you may have a little trouble as far as reading, you know, the menu or whatever, you know, with the contacts in. So unfortunately, my mother's are implanted into her eyeballs now, so she can't do anything about it, but, you know, except just kind of try to read anything in really bright light, you know, or lamps or something like that of some sort. So, which she said really stinks too, because, you know, like she likes to read in bed, but she has to have like a really strong reading lamp now, and my dad can't sleep when that's the case. So, whatever. So, that's what I'm trying right now. It's really kind of freaky. So I did this whole video for you guys, and then I realized at the end of the video, well, in the middle of the video, part of the video, whatever, Dante was getting picked up by my mother-in-law, my ex-mother-in-law, and so I had the contacts in, so I was like explaining this whole process to her, and we were talking, and she's like, yeah, but you just bought you know, the prescription eyeglasses. So what are you going to do? Like if you're using contacts? And I said, well, the cool thing is they gave me the original lenses to the prescription eyeglasses. So if I go there, hopefully they can show me how to pop them in and pop them out. So when I am wearing my contacts, I can still wear the super duper cool glasses, you know, glasses with these non-prescription lenses in them. Hopefully. I don't want to try to do it myself, so I will go and ask them if that's the case, because otherwise, $300, whatever. So Marin says to me today, it was so funny. So that was like my whole eye story. Look at, I just talked all about my eyes, like, but I found it really, really interesting. But it was, like I said, so that's what I'm trying right now. And my two main purposes are to see if I can get used to having two different things in one eye. And to be honest with you, I got used to it actually really pretty quick. By the time I got home, I was reading not something super, super small, but I was reading the ingredients or something on a packaging, on a box, and I could just see it so much better, you know, holding it here. Like it was just, it was a huge, huge difference from my glasses. I would have to be like, you know, like here, this is blurry. Okay, here I can read it, but this print is quite big. This print was smaller. And it really didn't bother me at first. Like on the ride home, it was kind of weird, you know, but I really did get used to it quite easily. Now, I did find after 3.5 hours, my eyes started to get really dry. Now, that's probably when I should have put some of, you know, the Blinking Clear or whatever in there. But she said if you try to keep them in for like 12 hours on the first day, she said you're not gonna, you know, you got to get your dry eye used to it or whatever. So that's why they have you build it up. She says, because otherwise your eyes just are not gonna take them and you're just gonna go crazy. So, but yeah, so I stopped and I was talking to my mother-in-law and I realized we're having this whole conversation and it went on for like 20 minutes. And then I looked at my phone because we pulled up next to each other. It was still recording. So I was like, really? So I just decided to scrap that video, the come along video, and talk to you guys on here instead about my eye situation, show you guys my new fancy dancy glasses. So, but what was funny was Marin says to me, well, what the hell? Like we just bought you those new glasses and we just bought you, you know, these. And so why would you wear contacts? And I said, well, you know, sometimes when you go, like we have a pool, right? Like if I go to the pool, I don't want to wear my glasses. You know, I don't want to, like if I want to go swimming, I don't want to have to take off my glasses, jump in the pool, you know, because I don't swim like an old lady, you know what I mean? I don't want to jump in the pool, get up and be like, okay, where is everybody? You know, like I can't even distinguish where my kid is, you know what I mean, kind of thing. Or if you go to the beach, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to wear my glasses. It's just annoying. So, you know, I don't want to get sand on them and make, you know, maybe they'll get scraped or whatever. You know, I like going in the water. I can go in the water and keep my eyes shut with my contacts and not have an issue as far as swimming with them, you know, and especially since they're the dailies and they're just going to be thrown away anyway. If, you know, I have any problems with the chlorine, you know, whatever. But I also said, you know, like a 3-month supply is $140, but I'm not going to wear them every day. Like if I really love these glasses. So like if I'm like not really going anywhere, you know, special, like to the pool or to the beach or whatever, or, you know, I will wear my glasses. So a 3-month supply for $140, if this works out for me, these two different lenses in my eyes, will last me much more than 3 months because obviously I won't be wearing them daily. So yeah, so we're going to see how that works, and I will update everybody in a week about that and let you know if my eyes were able to tolerate them or not. You may see me in some videos without them, which means without my glasses on, which means I do have my contacts on. And I also thought it would help with my beauty videos when I show you guys kind of like what my look was for the day and what I'm wearing. It's going to be so much easier than having to take my glasses off. And a lot of times too when I'm reading stuff, you know, I mean, this is so not attractive. Like, it's just not. I'm sorry. You know? I mean, it totally makes me feel like an old lady. Because she said, well, the only other thing you could do is if you decide to go, if the monolith, having the 2 different contacts in, you know, 2 different prescriptions in each eye does not work for you, which I've already determined, I'm sure that's not going to be an issue. She says you can go with direct, just, you know, for distance, and buy a pair of reading glasses. I'm like, really? Really? I am only 44 years old. Like, I am not going to walk around with reading glasses with a chain around my neck. Like, I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and then every time I have to read something, put them on. I mean, I've seen some really, really funky reading glasses, but I'm like, that's a little too grandma for me. And, you know, like I said, I'm not actually grandma, I'm nana, so I have not embraced the whole grandma thing yet. So I'm just not going with the reading glasses at this point. But I think I have decided I'm probably not going to go with, if my eyes can tolerate the contacts, meaning the dry eye, and I can keep them in long enough to have them in all day. I'm not going to go with the bifocal glasses because it's just really not worth it to me. I mean, you know, like I said, if I could keep both, I don't know. Maybe I'll try them out for a week and then see how it works. And if it really doesn't work for me, then I will, you know, then I can always go back. Like she had said, we can hold on to the lenses for a week. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe, but then I paid $140, and if they don't work, do I get my money back? I'm going to have to ask her that question too. So, you know what I mean? I can't just throw $140 out the window. You know, I mean, this is getting a little ridiculous. But all I have to say is getting old sucks, guys. It sucks, because I asked my mom when she needed to start wearing bifocals, and she said, I don't know. I think about like 55. I'm like, oh my God, that's like 11 years later than me. Like, what's the deal? Like, what the hell, you know? And then she said, you know what, Chris? Life could be worse. She goes, think about it. She says, she goes, look at your son. Your son has to wear bifocals. He can't wear the ones without the lines because my son has a lazy eye. So he's had it since he was born, basically, but, you know, we didn't notice it till he was 3. So he has to wear bifocals, and he has to wear the ones with the lines. But he gets really cool glasses, and he's just a cool kid anyway. So most people don't even, like, they don't notice it. He's never told me anybody's commented on it or whatever. But it's to correct the, you know, to try to keep his eye straight and to train that muscle. Unfortunately, he's not as a, because his friend was asking him, like, could you ever have surgery? Because he said, I had a lazy eye and I had surgery, and, you know, it straightened it out. And Dante has a kind of hypo, I don't even know what they call it, but it's a hypo lazy eye thing, where the condition that he has, you can't do surgery to correct it, because it will actually make the lazy eye, like right now, without his glasses, and when he's tired, his left eye will turn in. And if he had surgery, it would turn out. So it wouldn't fix it. It would just actually make it worse. It would just make it turn the other way. So, you know, again, that's all scientific eye stuff that I don't really understand why, but it's just the certain way that his eyes are. So, and it was funny too, because she put drops in my eyes, these, like, I forget what she called them, but they kind of tint your eyes a little red or whatever, so she can really see when she looks into the machine. And she said, do you know you have a scar on your right eye? And I said, yeah, I do. And I actually have a scar in both eyes. But she said, your right eye significantly. And I said, yeah, the doctor told me that. And she said, but it looks like it's healed fine and everything. She goes, oh, yeah. She says, I was just kind of curious because it's kind of a pretty big scar. I said, yeah, I probably got it from, you know, being in college and in high school and partying and falling asleep drunk in my contact lenses. And then you wake up and they're suction cup to your eyes, and, you know, you're still kind of hungover, so you just rip them off your eyelid and, you know, your eyeball, and don't even think any, you know, hey, why don't you add some saline solution and then they'll come off easily? No, you don't even think to do that, right? Because you're hungover and you just want to get these things out of your eyes, so you just rip them off. And so at some point I probably ripped part of my eyeball off. I know that sounds so gross, but that's probably what happened, you know. But she said, no, it's, you know, it's healed and stuff. I just didn't know if you were aware of it. She said that may be a problem as far as, you know, the monolith thing or whatever. But I said, no, you know, so far I'll have to tell her they're working. That part is working good. Just have to see if my eyes can tolerate. But anyway, you guys, post below if any of you guys have any of these issues. I think it's pretty funny. Like, I don't know. Like I said, the funniest thing was that I have to get on camera now and tell you guys this because that whole video got ruined because I was talking to my mother-in-law, or like I said, my ex-mother-in-law, for like 20 minutes in the car and the camera was still going. I wasn't even in frame, and I'm just like, I looked at my camera, I'm like, holy crap. Like, so instead of going into iMovie and doing all this editing, I said, I'll just refilm, and that's the deal. So, and I also kind of wanted to show you the product, but let me know if you guys, any of my older subscribers have, my more mature subscribers, I'll say, have, bifocals, and, have you ever tried the bifocal contact lenses? If you have, how do they work for you? Have you had good luck with them? Do you think that, or did you try them and they just didn't work? That kind of thing. I'm just curious. So, anyway, anywho, that's it for tonight, guys. I don't think I have anything else to say. I'm looking through my little bag here, and that was like really about it. But I just wanted to show you my super duper new Kate Spade sunglasses that I will be rocking. Super, super duper cool. And my whole contact experience. So I will let you guys know in a week how it goes. Can Chris do them? Can I not do them? Or maybe I won't even let you know in a week. Maybe I'll just get on camera without glasses and you guys can figure it out for yourself. Did she get them? Did she not get them? Did they work? Did they not work? Maybe she's just not wearing her glasses and she's trying to fool us. I don't know. But the most important part of this whole video, you guys, is please, please, please double, triple, quadruple check that you guys are subscribed to me. Just because, like I said, I do not want to do, we have the winner, I'm doing tomorrow, I believe, the winner of the Linnaeus wax stash, or the Linnaeus YouTube tell-all sample box. I'm doing that tomorrow. And I am also doing, at the end of the month, I am doing, which is only like 9 days away, I'm doing Waxy Ladies May vendor sponsored winner. So I want to make sure you guys are subscribed. I would hate it if you commented and you subscribed and you did everything you were supposed to do, and then I get on YouTube and it says you're not subscribed to me, and then I'm going to be like, oh, because I cannot, there's no way I possibly can go through every single person and say, oh, she did subscribe or she was subscribed at one point. I'd have to go through all my emails. I mean, like I said, I double check, but that doesn't mean with this glitch that you're subscribed now. You know what I mean? So I double check. So if you, on that day, you are not subscribed and you are unaware of it, I can't enter you. So I'm just wanted to let you guys know about the glitch. So I was going crazy last night watching YouTube videos, and I'm like, I'm subscribed, because in fact it was Graveyard Girl. I was watching a few of her videos. I'm like, I'm so subscribed. I get the emails, but it's not, she said it's not up on her counter thing, and I noticed that too. Like, my counter went way down, like within the last week. So it's been like a week that people have been having these issues or whatever. So anyway, that's it. Make sure you clicky, make sure you're subscribed, and especially on tomorrow, or tonight or tomorrow, double check, triple check, quadruple check, because I will be doing the winners for the Linnaeus YouTube tell-all wax sample box, or sampler box, and then on the 1st of April, I always say April, June, double check again that you are subscribed, because you don't have to comment again or anything like that, but just make sure you are subscribed, because if I see that you're not, unfortunately, I can't enter you, and that makes me sad. But thank you guys for listening to my rant, my eye rant, and I will post a link below if I can find this handy dandy product, because seriously, dudes, like, dudes, I just called you guys dudes, hang 10, I am loving this stuff. I am absolutely loving this stuff. I mean, like, and it's not like super sticky, because I was thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what, Chris, you could probably get the same effect with hairspray, but this is much lighter than hairspray. It's not as stiff, and I'm really loving this. So I will try to find it for you and put a price on, and maybe a link as to where you can get it. So I will Google that. But thank you guys. Mwah! Love you as always. You guys are awesome, and I will talk to you later. Bye.